Good morning, everyone. Happy President's Day. It is Monday, February 19th. Lisa, Scott, Lydia here. Day off for a lot of people, not for us. No. However, never a day off for us. We'll get to your President's Day forecast in just a minute. But first, we want to remind you, of course, we're live every weekday morning right here on Facebook. We make it into a podcast when we're done. So if that's the way you'd like to listen, just go to inforum.com/podcast. Look for the Inforum Minute. Check us out on all of the social media platforms, though, not just Facebook. And of course, the easiest way, just wake up with First News every weekday morning.
That's right. Going to be another nice day for us today. Oh man, looking forward to it.
I know. It was so nice to see the sun over the weekend. It was kind of gloomy there Thursday, Friday, and cooler. We only had highs in the 20s, and the wind made it feel colder. And then through the weekend, we had 30s and 40s and sunshine, especially yesterday afternoon, and it was lovely. And we're going to do that again today, but actually I think a little bit warmer.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
We'll go 42 today. Yesterday it was only 38, which I was out and about yesterday afternoon, and I thought it felt way nicer than 38 degrees. When I looked at the highs this morning, I was like, oh. Yeah. 38. It's funny how your perspective just changes throughout winter.
Exactly.
Anyways, we'll look at low 40s by this afternoon, maybe mid 40s in some spots, mainly 30s further up to the north, but mostly sunny and light winds. Should be a very comfortable day. A little bit warmer for tomorrow. Temperatures will peak around Wednesday, but Wednesday will feel a little different, just with a mostly cloudy sky and a little more wind. Also a chance at a stray sprinkle or flurry on Wednesday, mainly in northern Minnesota. Behind that little system, temperatures do fall, so we have a little bit of a cool down here Thursday, Friday, going back into the 30s, which is still not something to complain about in late February, but it will feel a little bit cooler than the 40s and the sunshine that we have early this week. And then the weekend, I don't want to believe it yet, or I don't want to broadcast it yet, but the weekend and early next week look fabulous. We have upper 40s, maybe even mid 50s early next week.
I get it, because it's almost too good to be true.
Yes, exactly.
So I get why you're like,
And then it's what everybody talks about, and I'm like, okay, but it's still a good 7 days away. So we reserve the right to change the numbers, but don't marry the numbers. But the overall trend here is that we have a beautiful weekend to come. Looks like we have some sunshine and really decent temperatures to be outside. Maybe fire up the grill if you want to start menu planning for the weekend. Maybe something to smoke on the smoker or something.
Barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a nice one. Then at the end of the 10-day, there are hints at some moisture moving in, which we of course could use the moisture. Don't want to complain about that. Looks like a chance of rain right around Tuesday. Then a cool down. We'll have to see how temperatures play with this moisture. If we can mix in some snow by the middle of next week, that's a possibility. But again, that's way out there. That's the very end of the 10-day forecast. If you want to see that forecast, of course, you can look at it on inform.com or on our Storm Tracker app. If you also want to look at the weekend forecast and adore that, you can look at it on the app as well.
It's going to be great. Wow.
It looks beautiful.
It's hard to believe, like you said.
It's Monday, and we're like, let's just talk about next
weekend.
weekend.
Let's talk about the weekend.
Let's
just zoom way ahead to the weekend because it looks unbelievably beautiful. So really quiet weather here this week. I don't really have any big impacts. If you're doing any traveling this week, you should be good to go.
Sweet.
Nice.
Okay,
perfect.
thanks.
Thank you.
This is a story we broke for you this morning on First News. The Grant County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting death. They say late last night, the Sheriff's Office got a call from a man in Elbow Lake, Minnesota. He told them that he had shot his own brother. The man who shot died before an ambulance could get there. The man who called police was also detained. That's what we know so far. Neither man has been identified yet. Of course, we are working to learn more information for you.
All right, of course, it's President's Day, which means a lot of the things throughout the area, any city businesses or city offices, your banks, things like that, they're all going to be closed up. Also, a lot of places without school today, so perfect day to get outside and kind of enjoy the weather with no school. But we're going to run through a list of them here. City offices, libraries closed throughout the metro and Grand Forks. Students' day off, except in West Fargo, they're doing an off-site learning day. And then also, MatBus is going to be providing full services on most routes, except for some of them, routes 31 through 34 and 36, as well as NDSU TAP ride routes. Those will not be available today. City's area transit in Grand Forks is available as normal. And then just be sure to check your trash route, because with these holidays, sometimes things get switched up. So just make sure you know when you need to take out the garbage.
Another big story we're tracking for you. Today, you may notice flags in Minnesota will be at half-staff to honor the deaths of 2 police officers and a firefighter who died in Burnsville, Minnesota. Over the weekend, police in Burnsville were called to a home where they say an armed man was barricaded inside with his family, which included 7 children. Eventually, a firefight broke out along with the first responders. The gunman also died. The children are all safe, but of course, we're waiting for more details on who exactly the suspect was and why he shot at police. Like right before we came down here, I also was looking on Facebook, and Fargo Police and Fargo Fire have posted. They're kind of wrapping their arms around their fellow first responders. They know obviously how difficult this is. So a really, emotional post there. So, so many people, not just Burnsville, just really feeling the loss
throughout
right
the
now.
region.
Absolutely.
Sad story there. On Hot Mic today with Dom Izzo, you can watch it from 9 to 11. State tournament season has arrived with hockey set to drop the puck later this week. A preview of what WDAY has in store for the next month. We're going to have a lot of coverage of that, so stick with us throughout the month for that. Plus, how NDSU honored one of its best basketball players this weekend who is dealing with a life-threatening illness. Hot Mic is live from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and on Inform.com.
And remember, now is a great time to get that Inform.com subscription. It's an all-access pass to your news, weather, sports headlines. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe. Check out the deals. 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. That's just one of them. That's a great deal.
All right. Also, remember, join us the rest of the day for our newscasts. Our next one's at 11, then 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back with First News tomorrow morning from 5 to 7.
Have a great day, everyone.